such a good feeling for me to be back in the swing of things and in sync with my creativity, because for a long time I didn't have the ability to take the feelings that were inside me and project them for other people to feel them too. I could only feel things inwardly, but I couldn't make anybody else feel what I was feeling. And now I can just, with my guitar and my singing, or with just my guitar, I can make people feel good. And it's a real honor. And a voice in my head told me that if I was going to learn how to bring these feelings out of me again and turn them into music, that I was going to have to symbolically sort of, imagining that my body was a tape recorder, I was going to have to record only water for 10 days, or do the equivalent of recording water for 10 days, whatever it meant for me, which meant about 2 years of gradually purifying myself. I didn't do anything too drastic, but I just did what I had to do to have as clear of a frame of mind and to have as clean of a body on the inside. There's things you can do to purify your body, and I do them. But it took a couple of years before I think I was really directly singing from my heart and directly sort of translating the feelings that spirits give me into music and into words, and also to have words, because I've had all these ideas in my head for so many years now, but I used to just have tons of notebooks with scribble all over them, and everything was just so all over the place. And then I lost all those notebooks, a lot of notebooks, from a lot of years. But when I started writing in notebooks again, I was real methodical about being real controlled and disciplined about it. And at first I only wrote 3 words at a time, 9 words per page, in 4 books at once, each book with a different color pencil. Each page is its own poem, you know, and the lyrics for my record, they read really well as poetry and not just as words, which is something growing up, you know, I always wrote words that sounded good, but not words that meant it really that much. If you read them, I wasn't proud of the way they read, and I couldn't read them to people. Now when I write words, I'm real proud to read them just as words to people, aside from just singing them. To record only water basically means to purify yourself. Oh, just like you would be purifying a tape recorder if you were to record only the sounds of water for 10 days worth of tapes. You would be purifying the tape recorder. You would be purifying the air that came from it. Because, you know, the sound of water, it creates positive ions in the air, you know. So, you know, you know. But yeah, there was a period of time where I really felt that the spirits that make me up, you know, I mean, obviously my body was here, you know, this body attached to this name going around, but I didn't really feel like me. I felt like if somebody said to me, "Oh, your guitar playing was so great on Blood Sugar Sex Magic," I'd feel like I was taking credit for something I hadn't done. I really didn't feel like myself. I would see myself on TV and I would just think, it's so funny that people think that's me, because it's not me. And then there was a period of time where all of a sudden, I spent all my time writing, and I was dancing all the time in my house. I couldn't express myself any other way other than dancing in my house and just freaking out. So I'm tracing Leonardo da Vinci drawings and just jumping all around my house like a madman, and all around my porch and stuff, and running up the street, and but I felt like me again, and I was so happy that I was me again. It didn't matter that my life really, you know, no, I didn't have any friends at that point, and I couldn't really make people happy. I couldn't really make people feel good. But I was so happy just to at least be myself, because I hadn't made people feel good for a long time, but I at least now could make myself feel good, and that to me is the #1 thing. That's why I don't really I don't really care whatever happens to me, you know. I mean, I'm really happy to be having all the success I'm having right now. And it's a real honor, like I said, to make people feel good. And I feel like, you know, the function of a musician in this society is kind of like that of a doctor, and in a really healthy way, because I think we just, you know, the main purpose of our existence is to make the people who like our music feel good, and I think it's a really good job. I work very hard to keep it going, you know, like all I do is think about music and play music, and I give everything to my band that I have in me. But, you know, because I had nothing and I was so happy that way, I just know nothing could ever happen to me that bad, and I was still happy when I was as bad off as I could be. So it's not, I'm not worried about not having success, you know. So me and the rest of my guys in my band, for other reasons for them, but we want to keep changing, you know. We have no interest in repeating ourselves. But when I was talking about purifying myself, you know, yoga is the number one way that I do that, you know. Everything else almost follows. It's like when you wake up and you do an hour and a half of yoga every day, your state throughout the rest of the day is pretty calm. I mean, you know, it would take something really bad to make you feel tension, because it has a powerful effect. And you breathe in with each movement, and you breathe out with the other movement. Like in the kind of yoga I do, every movement has a breath connected to the movement, and somehow that is what purifies the inside of your body. And you know, the difference between the way I look and feel now compared to like 3 years ago before I started doing yoga is immense. I'm happy that, like, to me, like seaweed and salad just is so exciting. And I pour this stuff called spirulina or chlorella. It's this green powder, and I pour it all over my vegetables. It's algae. It's single cell green algae. You pour it all over your food. So good. So good.